Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your friendly neighborhood PM here to give you your top 3 market points of the week. Now, we had one hell of a week, so rather than beating around the bush, we're going to dive right in honor of the NFL and college football seasons, as well as college basketball getting started. We're going to kick it off at number 3 with an earnings result from DraftKings. So, DraftKings issued their third quarter earnings results. They had a pretty solid quarter. They saw an increase in user growth. However, they did cut their guidance looking forward for revenue and profitability. Now, you're probably wondering why that is. Part of what management is pointing to is what they say is more customer-friendly outcomes for the NFL season. What do you think that means? Well, essentially that means that gamblers are making more money on their bets. Now, that's great for the average person using the platform, but bad for the company. So thought you all might get a kick out of that one. At number 2, it was the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates by 25 basis points. Now, Federal Chairman Jerome Powell did come out and say that they are still focused on their dual mandate, both price stability and full employment. And right now, he did go ahead and mention in his press conference that inflation continues to progress to that 2% inflationary target, as well as indicating that the labor market remains solid and that conditions in the labor market have eased. So rather than just cutting in mass magnitudes, the economy still remains relatively strong. So they're taking a more gradual approach. And they're going to keep analyzing the risks to both sides of that dual mandate. Now, one thing you might have seen in the news is he was asked if he would resign going forward, given his history with Donald Trump. And the chairman did say no, that is not legally required by law. So you might be asking, well, why is that the case? Why was that question even asked? Well, that leads us to point number 1. And I'm sure you could probably guess it at this point, but it was President Donald Trump winning re-election and will soon be the 47th president of the United States. Now, he went ahead and during this election pretty much won every single swing state that was out there, leading to him defeating opponent Kamala Harris. Now, what this led to was probably the best market day overall over the entire year, and frankly, even since 2022. So the markets did react very positively to the news of the new president-elect, and his inauguration will take place on January 20th, 2025. Now, that does it for our top 3 points this week. What are we looking to for next week? Well, if you know what date it is in the calendar, you probably have a guess as to what I'm going to say, and that's going to be inflation data. So inflation is going to take the key stage next week, and we're going to keep you updated on next week's video as always. But that does it for this week's video. As always, if you have additional questions, please reach out to your financial advisor or dig into the written week in review. And as always, please go and enjoy your weekend, and we will see you the same time next week. Thanks again. Bye.